GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Montreal. Our top story tonight. The city asks residents to curb water use while an emergency aqueduct repair proceeds. Tonight's weather stays overcast at 15 degrees with a gentle breeze, and the NHL playoff buzz is even boosting local bagel shops. Emma Leclerc, I know you've got thoughts on this one.
The playoff buzz is spilling onto St. Viateur, where bagel sales have surged, and locals say the team's run is turning cafes into celebration hubs.
Even the downtown bakeries report double-digit growth, and I've heard cyclists stopping for a quick bite after the game, turning a simple snack into a citywide ritual.
I guess that explains why you've been eyeing the bagel cart all morning, Mark. Are you planning to join the post-game line yourself?
All right, let's get into it. First up, the city's water conservation request as the main aqueduct undergoes emergency repairs, affecting households across Montreal tonight. We begin with our top stories, starting with one major development. A major aqueduct in the city is undergoing emergency repairs, prompting a request from officials for residents to cut back on their water use. Starting May 29th, the city is asking 1.2 million residents to reduce their water consumption for several weeks. The repairs to the major aqueduct structure are necessary due to unexpected damage in the main water conduit. As a result, the municipal water supply is under pressure. The city is urging residents to conserve water to help alleviate the strain on the system. This is a significant request, and residents are being asked to take steps to reduce their water use to ensure the city's water supply remains stable during this time. The city will be monitoring the situation closely as the repairs are set to take several weeks to complete.
A critical funding decision is being delayed by the Quebec government, affecting the Société de Transport de Montréal. As of May 29th, the provincial approval process for financing of SDM infrastructure projects has been slowed, resulting in significant costs to the transit agency. Delays of up to 5 years are expected, during which time the SDM will incur millions of dollars in bank fees. The provincial government's delay in approving financing will impact the SDM's ability to maintain and expand its network. The transit agency relies heavily on provincial financing for these projects, and the holdup will have a substantial impact on its operations and upgrades. The delay is set to have long-term effects on the SDM's infrastructure projects, with the transit agency facing substantial financial burdens.
A group of Quebec mayors, including the mayor of Montreal, have come together to issue a public call for additional government assistance to support the province's strained public transport system. In a statement released May 29th, these municipal leaders emphasized the urgent need for more resources to address the widening gap between demand and available service. The mayors argue that the current transport services are struggling to keep pace with the growing population's expectations, resulting in a significant shortfall. They are seeking government aid to help bridge this gap and ensure that the public transport system can meet the needs of the community. The mayor's plea for help is seen as a significant development, highlighting the pressing need for investment in Quebec's public transport infrastructure.
The Quebec government is taking steps to address visible homelessness in the Latin Quarter. An announcement is scheduled for May 29th, revealing $1.2 million in funding to tackle this issue. The money will support 7 psychosocial workers who will patrol the area, targeting the increase in itinerant population and related safety concerns. This move is part of the province's efforts to target downtown's homelessness hotspot. The presence of these workers is expected to make a positive impact on the community, providing support to those in need. The funding is a significant investment in addressing the complex issues surrounding homelessness in the Latin Quarter. The government's initiative aims to bring relief to the area, which has struggled with rising concerns in recent times.
The city is set to provide more support for households without homes, committing $3,400,000 over 3 years to expand temporary shelter capacity. This initiative, led by the Office Municipal de Habitation, will take effect on July 1st and aims to address the ongoing homelessness crisis. The additional funding will allow for more temporary housing options, providing a safety net for those in need. This move is part of the city's efforts to respond to the growing concern of homelessness, and the extra shelters will help ensure that more people have access to a safe place to stay. The city's commitment to this cause will be in place for the next 3 years, starting this summer. The new shelters will offer a vital resource for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Later, we'll hear how Montreal's bike counter rollout is finally back on track, plus more on water restrictions. Stay tuned, we will be right back. Welcome back to the local sunset. We're just getting started. Let's dive into what's making headlines around Montreal with our local stories segment.
So, if you're one of the many residents who love cycling around the city, you'll be happy to know that the installation of bike counters is back on track. The city announced on May 29th that the project, which was halted in March due to a lack of financing, will resume. This means that bicycle counters will once again be installed on various streets across the area. The goal is to collect up-to-date cycling traffic data, which will be useful in understanding how our streets are being used. The bike counting team is set to get back to work, and we can expect to see these counters popping up on streets near us soon. This is an important project for our community, and it's great to see it moving forward again.
This weekend, thousands will gather for the annual Tour de l'El and Victory Parade, and to ensure everyone's safety, road closures and detours will be in place. The City Traffic Authority has worked with organizers to implement these temporary traffic changes affecting multiple streets. On May 30th and 31st, residents can expect to see closures and detours not only for the events, but also for ongoing construction. The Tour de l'El and Victory Parade draw large crowds, and these measures are necessary to accommodate the thousands of participants and spectators. If you're planning on getting around the area, it's a good idea to check for updates before heading out, to plan your route accordingly and avoid any delays. The closures will be in effect for the duration of the events and construction.
Local paramunicipal organization is seeking $37 million in compensation from architects and contractors for fire-related damages at the historic Bon Pastor Monastery. The claim was filed on May 29th, as the organization moves forward with rebuilding plans 3 years after a devastating blaze caused extensive structural damage. The fire had a significant impact on the community, and many residents are eager to see the monastery restored to its former glory. The organization is seeking reimbursement for reconstruction costs, which are expected to be substantial. As the rebuilding process gets underway, residents can expect to see significant changes to the property, and the monastery is expected to once again become a vibrant part of the community. The claim is a major step towards restoring this beloved landmark.
If you're one of the many cyclists who enjoy riding on our local bike paths, you'll be glad to know that the city has just made it easier to plan your route. As of May 28th, cycling path traffic data is once again available on the Municipal website. The city's data portal team published the updated statistics, giving the public access to the latest information on cycling traffic. This move comes after a 2-month hiatus, during which the data was unavailable since mid-March. Now cyclists can check the website to see how busy their favorite bike paths are, helping them make informed decisions about when and where to ride. The city's goal is to provide the public with up-to-date information to make cycling in our community a smoother experience.
Quebec municipal leaders are urging the province to invest $20 billion in public transport asset maintenance through 2035. The Union des Municipalités du Québec made this request on May 29th, citing severe underfunding that threatens the continuity of transit services. Municipalities are warning that the next provincial government must take action to avoid service cuts, which would have a significant impact on daily commutes. The current state of underfunding puts the entire public transport system at risk, and municipal leaders are emphasizing the need for immediate investment to ensure the long-term viability of these essential services. This investment is crucial to maintaining the quality of life for residents who rely on public transportation to get around. The request highlights the urgent need for the province to address this critical issue.
Now let's check how tonight's clouds and breeze will shape your evening with our weather team.
Currently, it's overcast in Montreal with a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius and a humidity level of 89%, and we're seeing a gentle breeze of 18 kilometers per hour. As we head into the rest of the evening, it's going to be a pleasant night with a high of 18 degrees Celsius, and we can expect it to dip down to 9 degrees Celsius later. The sunset is still a couple of hours away, at 8:32 p.m., giving us plenty of daylight left. The wind is going to pick up a bit, coming from the south at a maximum of 40 kilometers per hour, but the ultraviolet index is relatively low at 2. As we look ahead, the conditions are expected to change, so let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. We've got a clear sky expected for tomorrow, with a high of 14 degrees Celsius and a low of 7 degrees Celsius, making for a crisp Saturday. On Sunday, we're looking at a high of 19 degrees Celsius and a low of 9 degrees Celsius, with a chance of rain, although it's only 20%. Monday and Tuesday are looking sunny, with highs of 19 and 21 degrees Celsius respectively, and lows of 10 and 8 degrees Celsius. It's going to be a lovely stretch of weather, perfect for getting outside and enjoying the city, with plenty of sunshine and mild temperatures.
Traffic remains sluggish, but tonight's Memories Tour and Bal Orange promise fun, plus a St. Viateur bagel spotlight for our city. We will be right back.
Turcotte Interchange near St. Jacques Street is gridlocked, with a major hindrance that's adding 20-plus minutes to travel between the west side and downtown. Drivers heading east on Autoroute des Carrés should expect a similar slowdown at the des Carrés interchange, where both the Marcel Lauren to a 15 south ramp and the 40 west to a 15 south ramp at exit 66 are backed up. The service lane between Henry Bourassa and Gouin Boulevards remains closed, forcing traffic onto the main lanes and creating bottlenecks from Gouin to Henry Bourassa. On the Claimant Bridge, a major hindrance is causing delays for commuters crossing the river, especially during the evening rush. Minor slowdowns persist on the des Carrés Expressway near Côte Saint-Luc and at exit 64 on Shahirbrook and St. Jacques. Construction on the Highway 13 and Highway 520 interchange and road work on Côte de Lys are adding intermittent delays but no standstill. All other arterial routes, including St. Laurent and Pi Roman 9, are moving freely this afternoon.
The official Extreme Party kicks off tonight at 8 o'clock on Henry Bourassa East, promising a high-octane set that will keep the city's night pulse racing. If you're looking for a more intimate cultural moment, Le Bal Orange French gathers at McCarthy Tetrault this evening at 5:30, a chance to celebrate francophone creativity in a relaxed setting. Across the city, Festival Trans Amériques continues through early June, delivering daring theater and dance that push the boundaries of performance art at venues from the Place des Arts to the Quartier des Spectacles. And cyclists, mark your calendars. Go Bike Montreal runs through the end of the month, offering nighttime tour and a scenic island circuit that showcase the city's growing pedal-friendly spirit. Finally, every weekend in May, Picnic Electronic returns to Parc Jean Drapeau, where electronic beats meet summer breezes for an outdoor party you won't want to miss. And now here's Jason with sports.
Playoff hockey, a historic soccer comeback, Montreal sports are delivering tonight. Juraj Slavkovsky leads the Canadiens with 6 playoff goals in 18 games, Montreal's most dangerous finisher and the team's best hope to extend this series tonight. Lane Hutson has 15 points from the blue line this postseason, 3 goals, 12 assists in 18 games. That assist total matches Nick Suzuki's, and Hutson plays defense. Montreal heads to Lenovo Center tonight in desperate shape, dropped 3 straight to Carolina after opening the series with a 6-2 road win. The Canadiens were shut out 4-0 in their last outing, with Nick Suzuki leading playoffs, scoring at 16 points and Cole Caulfield adding 12. This is a team that knows how to score. They proved it in Game 1, but something has broken down badly over these last 3 games. Carolina has tightened every lane, answered every push, and now Montreal faces the hardest ask in hockey: win on the road or go home. Puck drops tonight at Lenovo Center, and there is absolutely no margin left. Jacob Dobes carries a 9-9 record into tonight's elimination game, with a 2.53 goals against average and 0 shutouts through 18 playoff games. The young goaltender has been tested all series, and tonight the weight of the entire Canadiens season rests on his shoulders. Carolina is playing at home in front of their crowd with momentum on their side after 3 straight wins, including a 4-0 shutout that left Montreal looking lost. Dobes has shown flashes of brilliance this postseason, but the Hurricanes are a structured, suffocating team. He will need to be the best player on the ice tonight if Montreal is going to see a Game 6. Philippe Danault is the only top Montreal skater with a positive plus-minus this postseason, sitting at +6. While stars struggle, Danault's two-way game has been a quiet anchor for this Canadiens group. Prince Usu completed a stunning hat trick for CF Montreal last night, including a stoppage-time penalty, as the club erased a 2-goal deficit to salvage a 4-4 draw against DC United. That 4-4 draw was one of the wildest results of the 2026 MLS season. CF Montreal were down 2 goals deep into the match, staring at a defeat before Usu took over completely. 3 goals, 1 man, the final one from the penalty spot in stoppage time. Teenager Henede Sinkuk also found the net late, capping a frantic comeback that had the stadium in absolute disbelief. It was the kind of result that belongs in highlight reels for years. But questions linger. Montreal conceded 4 goals, surrendered a 2-goal lead earlier in the match, and the defensive fragility that has haunted this club through the early season was on full display again, even amid the celebration. Henede Sinkuk, a teenage midfielder, scored a dramatic late equalizer against DC United. One of the most extraordinary individual moments of the 2026 MLS season, and he is just getting started. Prince Usu's hat-trick against DC United is the first in CF Montreal history in MLS play. History was made at Stade Saputo, though it came in a draw, not a win. CF Montreal's 4-4 draw with DC United tells 2 stories at once. The heroic comeback, led by a historic hat-trick from Prince Usu and a late goal from teenager Henede Sinkuk, is the kind of moment that builds a fanbase. But Montreal had been leading 2-0 at some point in this match and still managed to concede 4. That defensive inconsistency is a pattern, not an anomaly. Through the early MLS season, this club has shown it can score with anyone, but also that it cannot be trusted to protect a lead. For a team with genuine attacking talent, the inability to hold games is the obstacle standing between CF Montreal and a serious playoff push in 2026.
Sinfiatur Bagel in Milan is feeling the heat, and it's not just from their wood-fired oven. As the Montreal Canadiens make their way through the playoffs, this beloved bagel shop is staying open late, serving fans who pour in on game nights. The extra foot traffic is a welcome boost to the neighborhood, and it's a testament to the power of community spirit. For Montrealers, Sinfiatur Bagel is more than just a place to grab a bite. It's a part of our city's fabric, weaving together tradition and taste in every freshly baked bagel. Next, Sun Youth hands 87 kids new bikes for kindness, and rescued bear Genie wakes up smiling at the zoo. In the heart of Plateau Montreal on Saint Laurent Boulevard, a very special ceremony took place, celebrating the power of kindness in our community. The Sun Youth Organization rewarded 87 young Montrealers aged 6 to 17 with brand new bicycles as part of their Heroes on Bikes program. These youngsters were nominated for their outstanding acts of kindness, from helping seniors and cleaning up parks to raising charity funds and standing up against bullying. As each child received their certificate and watched a short video telling their story, the room filled with pride and joy. The moment when these young heroes rode their new bikes out of the headquarters, beaming with pride, was truly unforgettable. And it's a reminder that kindness can take us on the most wonderful journeys, and that's something to hold on to.
In the heart of St. Henry Park, on the picturesque Isle St. Henriette, a joyful scene unfolded at the Ecomuseum Zoo. Jeannie, a rescued black bear, took her first spring steps, bringing wonder and hope to the entire community. After months of hibernation, Jeannie was finally enjoying the warmth of the season, strolling through her outdoor enclosure, rolling in leaves and savoring fresh berries. Zookeeper Sophie Levesque beamed with pride as she watched Jeannie's recovery, a true testament to the success of wildlife rehabilitation. As visitors cheered and applauded, the moment was filled with a sense of awe and gratitude. Jeannie's story reminds us that with care and dedication, even the most vulnerable creatures can thrive, and that's a truly beautiful thing to witness. Life is full of second chances, and sometimes all it takes is a little love and care to make a real difference.
Thanks for watching, Montreal. We appreciate your time, especially with our important story on water conservation. And who can forget those 87 smiling faces at Sun Youth? We'll see you next time on the local sunset.